There's a lot of water in this movie. Huh, I thought this was the Ice Age, not the Water Age. These Ice Age movies are getting a little crazy. The movie starts out with Scrat trying to slam an acorn into the ice yet again, and he creates a chasm that goes into the Earth's core, and the acorn falls in, and he goes after it, and all of a sudden the mayhem he's causing splits the Earth into a bunch of continents. I don't think that's how it went down in real life. I'm Sir Dinosaur from Planet X, and I've been learning about Earth since I moved here recently, and there's a lot I don't know yet, but I think this whole thing with Scrat is a joke and not what actually happened. So Manny and Ellie and their mammoth kid are hanging out until all of a sudden the sloth family shows up on a sled and bumps into everybody. Turns out this is Sid's family, the ones who abandoned him. They say they've been looking for him, and I say, good. Unless I'm missing something, they're a bunch of jerks who left Sid all alone in the first movie, and they've got some apologizing to do. They prove that they're a bunch of jerks when they leave like almost immediately and dump the granny sloth on Sid since they don't want to take care of her anymore. Manny and Ellie's kid Peaches is like a teenage mammoth now, and she wants to hang out with other teenage mammoths, but Manny is overprotective. Also, the other mammoths think she's weird since she hangs out with possums. So she tries to hang out with the teenage mammoths, but it doesn't go well, and Manny shows up and says, "You're grounded," so they're both very upset. Then the whole Continental drift fiasco that Scrat started makes the Ice Age fam get separated. Ellie, Peaches, and other animals are on land, while Manny, Diego, Sid, and Granny Sloth are all on a big ice slab in the water. There's some goofy stuff about Sid taking care of his granny and having a hard time since she's an ornery old lady. Then the movie really gets crazy when Scrat lands on a tiny island. He sees an acorn in the ocean for some reason, so he goes really far down to get it. It turns out that it's only the shell of an acorn, but the acorn shell has a map in it that looks like it goes to an acorn paradise or something. Then he gets yanked out of the water and pulled up to an iceberg that's moving through the water. The iceberg approaches Manny and the boys and Granny Sloth, and turns out it's a pirate ship with a bunch of different animals on it. The pirate captain is a monkey, and one of his crew is a lady saber-toothed tiger who is definitely not, totally not, absolutely not, under no circumstances going to be a love interest for Diego. The pirate ship attacks Manny and the boys and Granny Sloth, and the lady tiger confronts Diego, and Diego's like, "I don't fight girls," and come on, buddy, you're asking to get your butt kicked if you say something like that. In case you're wondering, there were no pirate ships in the Ice Age, especially none with animal crews. I know that because I thought it seemed wacky, so I looked it up on the internet. So this jerk monkey pirate captain guy tries to convince Manny and the boys to join a crew. He even sings a song as part of his pitch. I think he likes Manny in particular since he's big and strong. Manny says, "No way, Jose," and the monkey tries to kill them. So Manny and the boys escape, and the monkey's iceberg pirate ship sinks. The tiger lady gets left behind by her cronies, so Manny and the boys save her, and she reluctantly joins their team even though she's got a huge attitude. Meanwhile, Peaches and the two annoying possums and Ellie are with this other makeshift herd. Peaches becomes friends with the boy mammoth she has a crush on. Apparently his name is Ethan, so Peaches is happy even though she's worried about her dad and the other guys. Back on the iceberg, Sid and Granny Sloth bond over the rest of their family being scumbags. Also, they realize that Scrat is on their iceberg. Luckily, there's an island nearby, so they land there. The monkey and his buddies follow, though, and he gets a bunch of those little rodent guys to help him build a new pirate ship. So Manny and the boys convince some other little rodent guys to help them. Sid actually does a lot of the negotiating. I guess he's like a really big rodent kinda, so maybe the little guys think he's easier to talk to than Manny or Diego. Diego bonds with a tiger lady named Shira since they're not part of tiger packs. Then Manny and the boys make a goofy diversion and the monkey falls for it, so they steal his new pirate ship. But Shira is going to stay behind since she doesn't believe that Manny and the boys can win in the long run against the monkey. Diego talks her into coming with them, but Shira blocks the monkey's path to the ship as they're getting in the water, so the monkey decides to just make ship number 3. I guess this monkey can just keep making new iceberg pirate ships forever until somebody deals with this guy permanently. Back on land, Peaches gets mad at the other mammoths since they're not taking the threat seriously, and they're saying she's a weirdo for hanging out with this Lewis hedgehog guy since he's an animal from a different species. Peaches doesn't like these racist mammoth jerks, so she tells them off and stops being friends with them, even that Ethan guy that she liked. On ship number 2, Manny is getting overconfident about having beaten the monkey pirate captain guy, and he and Sid make fun of Diego for being in love. Psst, hey, Manny, remember when you fell in love with Ellie and how you appreciate having your friends' support? Yeah, Maybe you should be a better friend to Diego. I don't expect Sid to be mature. He's a knucklehead, but you should know better. Then Manny and the boys and Granny Sloth pass through a part of the water where there's weird gas that makes them hallucinate about people they love or would love in theory. Manny realizes there's siren fishes, and I have no idea how he knows that. What the heck are sirens doing in this movie? They're from another story that has nothing to do with this, and I hear the guy who made those cool Batman movies is making a movie about that. Okay, now we're back to Scrat looking for his acorn paradise. He's looking at the map and he sees a siren, and at first it's the girl Scrat, but he doesn't care. Then they look like acorns to him and suddenly he's interested. That's pretty funny. Then everybody is in the same place when Manny and the boys and Granny Sloth find that the monkey took the rest of their family hostage. One of Peach's non-mammoth friends stands up for the Ice Age fam, and the Ice Age fam works together to defeat the monkey, and oh by the way, Sid saves Manny by riding a whale. Then the monkey ends up in the siren area, and he sees a lady monkey in a clam, and he goes to say hi, and the clam eats him. Then the Ice Age fam is reunited for realsies, and they get on ship number 3 with all the other animals and find a new home with a statue that looks like a sloth version of the Statue of Liberty for some reason. Then the racist mammoth jerks stop being racist jerks and ask Peaches and the Lewis guy to hang out with them. Scrat finds the acorn paradise, and this older Scrat guy that sounds like Captain Picard tells him it's a place called Scratlantis, and it all looks like something out of ancient Greece, but the whole place is dependent on Scrat-type dudes having self-control about acorns, and Scrat is obsessed with acorns, so he grabs them all, even a really big one in the middle that is keeping the water from flooding the place. So he puts the whole thing underwater, and for some reason the area around Scrat dries up so much that he finds himself in Death Valley and his eyes are burning and he's upset, and that's the end of the movie. I feel like these movies are getting more and more wackier as they go. It might be getting a little too crazy, and I think the people who made this really wanted to make a pirate movie instead of an Ice Age movie, but the people with the money said, hey, you gotta make an Ice Age movie, that's the rules. So, I guess it's fine. Okay for kids.